basically demonstrate what you're doing next or the next couple of days for your seed germination project. So you can see that I'm here in your course content area. And if this is where you go to complete your learning module. So if I go to the weekly assignment calendar, of which we've been following, it'll tell us what learning modules are supposed to be doing. Right now we're in week 4, and we're on Tuesday, and Tuesday has what you're doing for lecture. It has what you're doing for lab and also for your seed germination project. The seed germination project is assigned to be done during that additional time you have for studying for the lab, for actively studying once you've covered the lab material. Same thing for lecture. We have additional time to study what was covered. But it's also to complete assignments like this term project. So you also see within the box what to do regarding your term project. And so yesterday you were supposed to start your proposed experiment, and you would use this document as a guide, right? And then on the next day, Tuesday, which is today, it says day 1, you're recording your germination rates at 24 hours. Now, some of y'all did mention that you were going to calculate %. All you needed to do was count according to the information I gave you. So I'm not sure where that came from. I have some ideas, but let's just begin to move forward. So here's the same, going back to this link here. Click on it. It should open up this document. The document does have what to make sure you did before you started yesterday. And if you weren't still sure about how to mix up your stuff, there was a link to this next document, which showed you the basic setup. And if you were testing a chemical compound, for example, you would go over here and read the information, salt minerals, for example, and then there's an appendix there. This tells you how to mix using 1 teaspoon in a certain volume to give you a certain percentage, along with acceptable percentages. Too much would basically kill your plant. So going back to that document that's linked right here, that's going to be your guide for the rest of this project, tell you what to do day to day, keep pace. So what's next? So what's next is today. So today is 24 hours. So you're going to go and look at your seed bags, and right through the bag, you're going to see, you're going to record, count how many in each bag. And in order to help you do that, I've created a data sheet that you can either download or print or copy into your lab journal, which is your lab notebook. And here it has for the control and here for the experimental, and then the columns at 24 hours, 48, and 72 hours. And all you're going to do is count how many that you see with a radical emerging. It's not the same as the seed coat peeling. So you need to look closely to see the have a little point. And I have some images on this document that shows some various seeds and what they look like when they begin germinating. In here. So this is a red bean, for example. You can see the radical coming out. This is a radish. They're on the left, the lower left, and that circle where you can see that little radical coming out. Here's a pinto bean. And here's what lentils would look like, and you see the little radical sprouting out. So you only count them if you see the radical emerges. So that's what you're doing today. Tomorrow you're going to do the same thing for 48 hours, and then the day after that at 72. So make sure you do this again. You're going to do this at about the time you set up your bags yesterday, your group. So you have your control and experimental. If you go back to that data sheet, it's labeled C1 through C5, which is the minimum number of replicates, and then you have E1 through E5, the minimum number for replicates. More is better, but more means more work, so I suggested no more than 10. So this has space for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For those of you that proposed as many as 10 per group, there you have your data. And it's not much more to count them. It was really the initial setup that was going to be the issue. That would have been a little bit more work. So if you got past that, you're not going to spend that much more time collecting data. Again, the same thing for the experimental groups, E1 through E5. And if you did, say you did 7 replicates, then you would have label these E6 and 7, and then record the counts in there. Then you're going to basically try to distribute your bags as little as possible, and then you're going to do the same thing again tomorrow at 48 hours. Be sure and fill in the information if you're writing in your lab notebook that you see there at the top. Okay? You should know what you kind of did for that. This way you're making a record of what you did. So if you have any questions, send them on Prano. I'll be happy to get back to you as soon as I'm able to.